Hey, how you doing? Adam here. The date is currently 6/1. Happy June 1st, 2018. Sitting in my garage. Just did another Twitch stream, but I don't feel like there's really much to talk about there. I don't feel like anybody else uh, it's again this problem of how do you get people to view your content? Because I mean, quite honestly, I feel like I make pretty good. I feel like I'm an interesting person, is the thing. And I feel like what I'm making, like at this point, because you go through phases with making stuff where you like, in the beginning you think, oh, this is so good, but it's actually not that good. And then then you go through a phase where you're like, you think everything you do is garbage, and you just you're mostly mechanical with what you're doing. Like that's like the learning phase. But then then you get to a point where you're making stuff where it's like you can sort of. You know that what you're doing is good. Like you know factually, like it's a thing that you can reliably say. Like I know that this is good. But it's like how do you? Because I mean, it's not like I've been doing this in isolation either. I've had feedback from many people, and I've even actively sought negative feedback. Like I've gone on Craigslist and been like posted my album there being like, tell me with brutal honesty what you think of this album. And I feel like if you can endure that searing fucking like, you suck, did you think you were good? Sorry, you actually suck. I feel like if you can endure that and like just keep pushing through it and use it as fuel to get better, then that's like the best possible, like the quickest possible way to get better is to be told that you suck, even if you don't suck. To be told that you suck is because I mean it can either destroy you and you just don't do it anymore, or it makes you better. Like it's a risk. But, yeah, so, but I'm at the point now where I've done that enough, where, criticism, like, people criticizing me, it just doesn't, like, affect me. Like, what are you gonna fucking say? What are you gonna fucking tell me about, making music? Like, what the fuck do you know? And it's not even like, it's not, well, I guess it is sort of like a combative thing there, like, because you're always, I don't think there's ever getting away from like that, defiance against people telling you that, you can do this better. But, because I remember when I advertised Reverser on the Rock Sucks video, I got a couple comments that were like, what do you're going to tell me how to fucking make music? And I go to the guy's channel and it's like, this is nothing. What have you done? I'm starting to sound way more arrogant than I should be right now, but it's like, what you've made isn't 1/100th. You will never fucking make anything this good in your life, and you're telling me how to fucking write a song. You're going to tell me about the ride cymbal. You can take that and go. But see, here's the thing is that, when people give you advice like that, even when they're not good, even when they're just like an amateur, and I'm still an amateur, I should mention. You should still heed the advice. You should still consider it at least, because ultimately, I think when people are given advice, they're like, they're putting themselves in your place and like treating how they would treat themselves, and you should listen to it. I don't think I should, but see, the thing with the ride cymbal, that specifically was, like, I don't think those sorts of details matter that much. What matters is the core vision of the song, not so much the specific details like that. And I wish people would not be so fucking caught up on dumb details like that. Like fucking, oh, well, you should never do the ride with the fucking, you know, who fucking cares? You know, what's the, you know, those little details, they just don't matter, I think is what I'm saying. I hate these journals where I get, like, emotionally charged. I always listen back on them and like, ew, what do you, stop talking like you have some purpose. I don't know, I have no idea what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's how I feel about that. See, and that's it's kind of hard to like toe that middle line of like saying, you know, what the fuck do you know? But here I am sitting with no audience. So actually, I feel like I should restart. No, you know, fuck it, I'll just put it up anyway. It's good to be reckless sometimes. But I'm probably going to go upstairs and try to write. So I have another idea for a video on the Moonside Musings channel. The idea for the video is you are your own music genre, where I'm going to talk about, like, you know, how the idea of music genre is kind of fucking stupid. And yeah, so that'll be my thoughts on that. And that, you know, kind of like in the way that it's your own music genre is kind of how, like, every specific person kind of like has their own specific accent. Like, you know, it's nested in the fucking, like, you know, people have an American accent, then more specifically they have an East Coast accent, more specifically they have a Philly accent, more specifically they have a region of Philly accent, and, you know, that goes all the way down to the level of, here's more Jordan Peterson talk, but down to the level of the individual. But that's where the magic happens, is, you know, that's where at the level of the individual. It applies also to music, as it does in many other things. I don't want to sound like I just agree with everything Jordan Peterson says, because I don't. You know, I'm totally with him on the fucking, on the divine individual thing. You know, not the religious connotation stuff, but, you know, just the idea that, you know, the individual person is where the fucking magic happens. And just, you know, you could apply that generally, I feel. But he's very dogmatic about a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I feel like he's trying to uphold, like, old, outdated shit. Like, fucking, look, so I keep remembering that IQ video, where he's like listing the careers you can have with certain levels of IQs. But, you know, those fucking, a lot of those careers that he put up there are going to be taken over by robots probably very soon. And to, you know, to commit to something like that, because I don't feel like you can really commit to anything anymore in the modern age, because, you know, your job, there's no fucking job security anymore. You can't depend on, like, a pension or, you know, being at a company for 20 years. There's no way you can do that anymore. And, you know, Jordan Peterson, I feel, is talking as if you can do that, but you can't. And so I feel like he's trying to, like, hold on to something that's just crumbling. And, you know, it's time to fucking, you know, we're in the new world now, where I don't think you can commit to a career like that and expect to come out the other end. And, you know, he's talking about marriage. I feel like marriage is the same way. Like, relationships are, you know, in the same way that jobs are unstable at the moment. I feel relationships are unstable in the exact same way. As that, I mean, you just can't, you can't fucking, there is no commitment anymore. It's over. So, really, I mean, the best thing that you can do is think about what can robots never provide, or what is it going to take them a long time to provide, and what's the most stable possible thing. You know, and I think that's, you know, your spirit, what's in your soul. And that does seem to be the message of Jordan Peterson, but it's at the same time he seems like he's arguing against that sort of thing. I mean, I'm probably coming off as wishy-washy, but I feel like the fucking, like, you know, oh, well, maybe you should go to trade school. You got a good career there, eh? You know, I feel like that message is misguided and possibly also reckless to, you know, tell young people to get careers in trades. Those jobs ain't going to be around in 10 years, you know. You don't think welding is going to be fully automated by fucking 2025? If you don't think that, you're in for a rude awakening. You know. But I feel like even the idea of jobs is maybe starting to become a little outdated. You know, I could just be like overly fanciful. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like this. I feel like that world is crumbling, and the best thing to do right now would be to figure out what you know, what's in your spirit, and then, you know, bring that out and then share it with the world in some way. Which is, I mean, ultimately, that's what people have been doing this entire time anyway. But, you know, it's really going to be at the level of the individual now. Because individual people have so much power now. So, I know, I'm just fucking repeating rhetoric. Alright, so that's this journal, so goodbye.